9:05 on your Thursday morning. Jeff hanging out with you in the KIX 96.5 studios. We love featuring indie artists on the show, and today we're heading back to Canada to chat with award-winning singer-songwriter Wolfe Milestone. Wolfe's up for 4 International Singer-Songwriter Awards next month. His current single is called Southern California. It's a duet with Cindy Lou. We're excited to have Wolfe on the show. First of all, Wolfe, thanks for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm really honored.
Well, man, what's with Ontario, Canada, Wolfe? We've interviewed like 20 artists from Ontario. Is Ontario the country capital of Canada?
Well, it's probably number one right now because it's hot.
Yeah, it's insane. Does everybody play guitar in Toronto or what?
Well, whenever we do get together at festivals or jamborees, we always have a good family time.
Yeah. You've been at it a while. How was COVID? How rough was COVID when it shut you down?
It was terrible. Actually terrible. It was devastating. I mean, sure, there was communication with all our friends, but we couldn't actually, get together and practice. And whenever, it was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't good. And they locked you guys down. You couldn't do anything for like 2 years.
Almost 2.5 years, Jeff. Yeah.
That's insane. Rock bands, country bands, you were in and out of them. You finally said, forget it, I'm fronting my own band. When did you get started in the music business, Wolfe?
Well, yes. Well, I hate to sound like a cliche here, but I started off as very young, 6 and 7 years old at the school choir and church choir, singing. And then as I got around 12, 14, I picked up drums. I wanted to be a drummer for some reason. And I tried the drums, and then we had a gig, like a little garage gig, because we were just kids then. And the bass player got sick, so then I said, "Well, I'll play the bass," because we knew another drummer could sit in for us, and that's how I took over bass guitar.
Wow! And then were you in and out of bands, being the bassist?
Oh yes, garage bands, like between the ages of say 14 to 18. Yeah, so many different bands. Everybody had a dream, a vision, a milestone or a goal, but it all worked out. It was fun.
Yeah. Well, and then, did you take a break? Because you're not 30 years old now.
No, of course, it's just like anything else in life. You go through different stages of it. I dropped the guitar, for maybe about a year, I guess, and then a friend of mine called me up and he says, we're looking for a bass player and a singer. Would you be interested? I said, well, where is it? And blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, I'll start. And then I haven't stopped since.
Yeah, no. Because Where My Truck Stops, did it come out like 1999?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. I was actually traveling on the road. And as I'm driving down the road, I'm humming this melody in my head. And I'm on a highway, and I'm writing down these things that I've seen up ahead of me, like the white lines ahead, the taillights in my mirror. And I'm thinking, there's a song in here somewhere.
Yeah, that's crazy. Where My Truck Stops is one of the albums Wolfe came out with. You can go check it out. Go check him out. Wolfe Milestone. He's at wolfemilestone.com. It's WOLFE. He's on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify. His latest single, Southern California, you're going to hear it here coming up. It's a George Jones and Tammy Wynette song.
Yes. That song originally came out in 1977. With George Ritchie and Billy Sherrill. They wrote the song, and George was a little reluctant to do it because at that time, him and Tammy weren't together, and then the record company said, you have to do this because you're under contract. And he did it. He was reluctant, but he did it, and the song went on to become number one, and then it went, stagnant for years and years and years, and I always had this song in my mind, back of my mind, and I talked to Cindy about it, and we agreed to do it, and wow, it's hot around the world right now.
Yeah, it's blowing up. We'll talk about the song. Well, 'cause you said it was in the back of your mind, but you've done a bunch of these like classics as duets with other artists. Is that where you're getting them? Is just old songs that you liked?
I think it's the old traditional classic country. I feel it's coming back. Chris Stapleton really opened a lot of doors for the not the new country, but the classic country music to resurface it again. And I thank Chris for that, Stapleton. And I've had this in the back of my mind. And I thought, if I ever get a chance, I'm going to do it. and this is what's happening.
Yeah. You've done a couple songs with Bo Haas. Where'd you meet Bo, or where's Bo at?
He lives up in Washington, up near Seattle, Washington. And I live in Brampton, Ontario, Canada. And how we met, there was this Jerry Mack. He had a syndicated radio show, internet cable.
Yeah.
And we heard each other singing with Jerry. Jerry would play our songs, and then one day Bo said, "Why don't we do a song together, like do a duet or something?" And I said, "Let's give it a try." And that was like over almost 7 years ago. And Bo and I are just going full steam ahead.
Yeah. You guys are quite the pair. You've done a couple songs together.
Oh, yeah.
7 Spanish Angels is the last one.
Yeah, and then To All the Girls We've Loved Before, by Willie and Julio Galusier. I always get his name wrong. And that went number one for us as well.
Wow. It's crazy. I mean, being an indie artist, it's cool because you can collaborate with all these people, but some people are afraid to do duets or collaborations. It seems like you've been embracing them, Wolf.
Well, there's another fella, which you know of, Andrew Dean, good friend of mine as well. And him and I were discussing about a song to do together with a couple other friends, and it worked out very well. And Andrew and I are really happy with that, with our production with that as well.
Is that out?
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh, what's the song that you and Andrew did?
Old Friends.
Old Friends.
Yeah.
A good title.
I know, eh? That's what made me think of Andrew before we get any older.
Yeah. Where'd you guys meet? Through the International Singer-Songwriters?
No. Andrew and I met in Nashville in the early 2000s. We went down there for Buster Dawes. He was a big promoter, and he was having these jamborees down in Nashville. And I went down there in the early 2000s. That's when I met Andrew and so many people, Jeff. I can't remember everybody's names, but Andrew and I stayed in contact over the years, supporting each other and helping each other. And then one day we said, let's do a song. And then Andrew agreed, and we did it. It was called Old Friends.
Wow. Because how many live gigs are you playing nowadays?
Well, I'm doing about 4 a month.
Okay. Yeah, because Andrew, that guy doesn't stop.
I know. He's like me. We just keep going. We call ourselves the Energized Bunnies.
Yeah, just keep on trucking.
Exactly.
That's for sure. Well, Southern California with Cindy Lou. Where'd you find her? Because is she even an artist?
Oh, yeah. She's like an engineer, producer.
Yeah, because she's more behind the scenes.
She has been, yes. She's sort of coming out behind the shadows now. She's actually Bo's wife.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
Yeah. So now with her again, with her knowledge, with her background with engineering and producing and stuff, she says maybe we should try something. And Jeff, we tried it and it worked. It's just magic.
You can do harmony so well with my husband. Let's do a song together. Hey, well, you never know.
Yeah, you never know. Bo and Cindy are just beautiful people. We're going to hook up in Atlanta, Georgia. I guess you heard about that too, right?
Yeah, the International Singer-Songwriter Awards. You're up for Male Vocalist, Album of the Year, for Back to Country, Songwriter, Emerging Artist. You're all over the place.
This is the first time I've ever been nominated for 6 awards. I've never, ever been nominated for 6 and went. I've been nominated many times before, but never for 6. This is the biggest one, Jeff.
Did you say I'm too old to be emerging artist?
No way. No way. No.
Say I've emerged. I'm there, but yeah, that's exciting. That's awesome. I mean, just like you say, you've never been nominated for that many awards. You got to feel pretty proud.
Oh yes, I wish Mom and Dad were still alive, after all these years. But I know they're looking down from heaven, saying, "Way to go, son! You knew it was going to happen."
Yeah. What's your wife think?
Kathy with a K or with a C. Sorry.
Well, is she going with you?
Unfortunately, she's a essential worker, so she's working in a senior's home. And right now they're so short-staffed and the holiday season. Unfortunately, she can't make it, but she's with me all the time. She's my number one.
Yeah. Well, go check him out. Wolfe Milestone. He's at wolfemilestone.com. He's on Facebook. Go to YouTube. Check out all of his stuff. He's got a ton of stuff. I mean, speaking of awards, when you go to your website and click on your awards page, this is insane, Wolf. I mean, how many awards have you won?
Honest to God, Jeff.
Who knows?
I know. And I hope it never stops, because I want to go down in history as this guy, like, this guy did this guy did that. Like, wow. Like, just being nominated, Jeff, is being a winner. And that's what I feel.
Yeah, I mean, they're back to 2000. I mean, he's all over the place. Number one vocalist of the year 2000, best in 2001 in Texas. Yeah, go check out his website and click on awards and press, and you'll just be amazed.
Colorado, California, Beaumont, Texas. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind feeling.
Yeah, whirlwind career. Well, what's going on with your personal life? Are you moving right now?
Yes, we're in the middle of, we're downsizing now. The kids are all, grown up, and now they have kids. So the wife and I decided to get a nice little condo, and that's what we're doing. So we're in the middle of that right now. So I got to get all this done before I leave in 2 weeks.
Oh, geez.
I know.
Moving's never fun. How long have you been in that house?
Almost, I would say about 15 years now.
Yeah, 15 years of stuff to move and downsize. You got 2 projects to deal with.
I gotta find another room just for my guitars.
Yeah. So Southern California's out now. You've always got something. Well, what's coming up next, or what's going on?
Well, we're working on a couple of songs here right now. I don't want to say too much just yet, because there's little not things. You'll be the first to know.
Yeah, well, yeah, he can't let the cat out of the bag just yet,
no,
but
not just yet.
Yeah, much more coming. We're heading to Atlanta. When are we taking off? We going Thursday?
I'm going Thursday, yeah, and then meet up with Bo and his wife Sydney, and then Andrew, of course, Andrew Dean. Then we're all going to get together and probably have dinner that night, and then go over what's going to happen over the weekend, and then we're going to wish each other luck, of course, like we always do, and just have a good time in Atlanta. Yeah,
you're not performing or anything?
No, not this year.
Which award would you like to win the most?
I would say Band of the Year, because my band, we really work hard. We dedicate a lot of time together. We harmonize. That's what's good about my band. We're all individual singers, and we all harmonize. And that's something we have over the other bands, and we've been told that. And there's a lot of places that are booking us because of our harmonies.
Wow. How long has the band been together?
Right now, well, it would have been 12, except for the 2 years with the COVID.
Okay. So, quite a while.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Go and check him out. Wolfe Milestone. It's Wolfe, WOLFE, milestone.com. He's on Facebook. Go to YouTube and listen to all of his stuff. Southern California is out now. Well, Wolfe, thanks so much for coming on.
Jeff, I can't thank you enough, buddy. I tell you, you're going to get a Christmas card this year for sure.
Well, I appreciate it. Here's Southern California. It's Wolfe Milestone. It's KIX 96.5.